Hello everybody, my name's Erica and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're a continuing watcher or subscriber. So today's video, I'm bringing you another book take video because I just really love doing these and seeing who picks for books that they pick for each category or question that is asked. So yeah, so we're doing another one again. So this time we are doing the Disney Book Challenge, and this was created by Kat from Katytastic. I hope I pronounced that right. All the information will be linked below, so if I did mispronounce it, I am so sorry. I figured this would be fun because I'm a huge Disney lover, and just on a side note, before we get into the video, if I am looking down, it's because the prompts are down below, and again, there is no easy way to try to display these prompts so that I'm continuously looking up at the camera. I would have to require to get another stand behind my camera. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so question number 1 is The Little Mermaid, a character who is out of their element like a fish out of water. This one I had to think of for a while because some of the books I kind of wanted, I felt like fit it, but I haven't read in a while, so I couldn't remember all of the plots if I would describe them in that way, so I kind of shied away from them. So the only one that I kind of felt truly was like a fish, kind of like a fish out of water, would be Stevie from the Truly Devious series by Maureen Johnson. The reason why I feel like she's a fish out of water is because of just the way she kind of interacts with people. She definitely is not comfortable interacting with strangers, and you definitely notice right off the bat. And she does comes out at the beginning that she has anxiety, that she does have to self-medicate. She does have to take a medication for. And the only way that has helped her anxiety over the years is true crime. And that she feels like has kind of made her out of place from everybody because she is obsessed with it. So that's the only reason why I feel like she would be kind of like a fish out of water, because not a lot of people would be obsessed with crime like she is, or true crime. All right, so the second one is Cinderella, a character who goes through a major transformation. Now, you'll see this book twice, and you'll understand why. So I picked A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas, which is the first book of the companion. I don't know if it's like this companion sequel series to A Court of Thorns and Roses, but I'm not 100% sure. But this book follows Farah's sister, Nesta, as she deals with her trauma from losing her father, pretty much being forced into being Fae when the humans were taught to hate Fae for years, and she was one of them. And also dealing with her actually, she's not the youngest. I think Farah's the youngest. And also her other little sister also going through that trauma as well, Elaine. So, but I feel like in her character of who she had to be and how her mother was towards her, because she was the oldest, so her mother really kind of zoned in on her, was very hard on her, just because she probably would take over being the matriarch of the family since she was the oldest. And pretty much she put up walls. She kept those walls up. She never showed emotion. She was, well, a lot of people, and excuse my French, would say is an upstuck bitch, but with reason why she was. And I would say her biggest transformation would have to be, going up that mountain with Cassian and finally letting go of all of her insecurities, all of her anxiety, all of her hate, everything. It just came bubbling out. And that was a huge major transformation for her to be the Nesta that a lot of them knew that she could be, but she was holding herself back because she was scared, afraid, and was ultimately scared to let anybody in, even close friends or family or her future mate. So I feel like she would be a great example of a huge transformation. Now, number 3, Snow White, a book with an eclectic cast of characters. I had to look this word up, I'm sorry, because I didn't really exactly know what they meant by eclectic. And from what I understood, I think this is just a universal, of multiple personalities of characters, ranging on a huge spectrum. And I thought this would be the perfect book And that would be A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas, which is the third and final book, technically, in the trilogy of A Court of Thorns and Roses, if we don't count A Court of Frost and Starlight, which is the companion novel. I picked that one just because all of those characters have different personalities, their own stories. I mean, Sarah J. Maas paid so much attention to detail with all of these characters, creating, especially even the ones that don't really get a lot of light in the story, she paid attention to. And that's why, you know, every time you read anything by Sarah J. Maas, especially A Court of Thorns or especially Throne of Glass, you have to write down, because these characters could come back in the future. And then you have to like scramble and find out, wait, who was this character again? What did this character do? So, but it's just, I just love the quirky personalities. Each of them are individual, but also how they work together. I just love it. Like, I cannot describe you enough how much I love the detail to the characters. All right, so 5, The Lion King, a character who had something traumatic happen to them in childhood. And of course, they had to take that heart-wrenching scene. So the only book I really could think of, because I already used A Court of Thorns and Roses. Oh, I guess I could have used Throne of Glass. Oh well, I'll just go with my pick. And that would be Marked, which is by PC and Kristen Cast, which is the first book in the House of Night series. And the reason why I picked that book, because a lot of people would be like, she didn't have anything traumatic happen to her in her past. Technically she did, because I don't remember if her father died or her father left, and I would consider that still traumatic to a young girl. And then being her siblings and her mother for years, and then getting married to who she calls the step loser, who is a huge religious person, but uses it kind of in a toxic way, and really, really hates vampires. I can't remember how they pronounce it, because I don't think it's pronounced vampires in her novel. I'll have to look that up. Because it's almost pronounced like it's vampires, like umpire, but I would say that would be traumatic, because her mother kind of did a 180 personality change to please the new stepfather. And that is kind of traumatic, because she ended up, that ended up putting the mother against the children. And she was pretty much, the main character, Zoe, was the one that kind of fought back against that. So in a way, I feel like she did have a traumatic thing happen to her in her life, which would be her stepfather coming in and pretty much ripping the family apart. Number 7, Aladdin, a character who gets their wish granted for better or worse. And of course, I had to pick this book, A Curse So Dark and Lonely. Now, this is supposed to be like a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but I still thought it was fit because, yeah, wow, why am I forgetting his name? Yep, Ren. So I had to make sure, because it hasn't been that long since I've read the book, but I just forgot. However, Ren, he got his wish granted whether he liked it or not. And even after everything was like hunky-dory, the curse was broken, it wasn't really all that he wished for. And there was still like problems after that. So I kind of interpreted it that way. There probably was a better book for this, but Number 8, Mulan, a character who pretends to be someone or something they are not. So I'm going to bring this book out again, A Curse So Dark and Lonely, just because Harper did pretend in this book and part of the second book to be a princess of a very forgotten kingdom of Desai, which is supposed to be like DC, because she is in a different parallel kind of like universe type thing. And it worked until help did not arrive from this Desai, and a lot of people were like, yeah, we don't think that kingdom is real. So, number 9, Toy Story, a book with characters you wish could come to life. I think everybody knows what book I'm picking. And just no words need to be said. No words. And then the last question, Disney Descendants, your favorite villain or morally ambiguous character? That would have to be, and I put the book back, so I do apologize because I forgot there was 3 more on a different page. I would have to say, even though he's really not a villain, but he's definitely a morally ambiguous character because of who he is. And that would have to be Prince of Wrath, or I think we find out, oh, I shouldn't say anything because we do find out what his name is in the second book. From The Kingdom of the Wicked series by Carrie Maniscalco. Don't even, if anybody has read that book, I don't even have to say why. Because he is always so ambiguous just because of who he is, but he's had to be that way. In reality, he has a lot more morals than a lot of people think he does. And the princes of hell are not all what you seem to think they are. They do actually have emotions and feelings and morals. So I hope you like this book tag. I felt this one was a little bit more chaotic than I would have liked it to, but it happens. But thank you so much for sticking around for the video, and I hope you liked my picks for the Disney book tag challenge. Leave down comments below if you were surprised, really liked some of the books, or maybe you felt like a book was better in your opinion for some of these. Or if you want to do this challenge yourself and upload it to YouTube, put the link down in the comments below because I would love to see what you guys picked. Thank you so much. And if you are new to this channel and you just happened upon this video but want to stick around for more, please hit the subscribe button and that bell notification. I do post fun bookish content like this on Mondays under Ginger Books, and fun gaming content, mostly Sims, on Fridays under Ginger Snaps Gaming 19. I hope everybody has a great start to their week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!